I was a Yatri in 2014 when I first visited the site of the Jagriti Enterprise Center in Barpar during my Yatra. It was a winter morning in early January, and 450 of us were stood in silence under this 200-year-old large banyan tree at sunrise. I visited the place again a couple of months later, and that is when I really had the sense that I was meeting this tree. It had such a strong presence, like a formidable, living, wise person. And on that day, we decided to make this banyan tree the epicenter of the architecture of the Jagriti Enterprise Center. Banyan is significant because of several reasons. Firstly, as we all know, it is the national tree of India. Secondly, it has been a traditional place of gathering for merchants, traders, entrepreneurs. And importantly, it is the symbol of Jagriti, which connects the previous two reasons, India and enterprise. One of my first responses to this banyan tree was that we should have a large water body around it, which would reflect the tree. Banyan is unlike any other tree because of its aerial roots, which reach out from the canopy above to the earth below. Poetically, it is similar to the aspiration of this center, going back to the roots. And to have a large pond which would reflect the tree and its aerial roots brought to my mind a shloka from the Bhagavad Gita, which says, Urdhva Moolam Adha Shakham. The large cosmic tree which has its roots above and branches below. This tree is eternal and imperishable. He who knows this is the knower of knowledge. And now imagine this water pond being filled with lotus flowers. Imagine the magnificence when the national tree of India is surrounded by the national flower of India. Lotus is also considered a symbol of the Buddha. The site we have chosen is less than an hour away from Kushinagar, Buddha's final resting place. And this naturally leads us to weaving a Zen aesthetic into the design of the center. There were two terms which I learned in the Yatra, which in particular remained with me. The concept of the inner journey and the outer journey. As an entrepreneur, we have an inner journey which involves finding ourselves, clarifying our ideas, collaborating, team building, assuming a leadership role, and forming an enterprise which we aspire would build India. Now, how can we use the idea of this inner journey as the concept for our outer journey, the journey through the building, the design of this building? Can we map these inner processes into outer spaces of the building? The process of clarifying ideas through self-reflection and discussion with other entrepreneurs can be represented by the multipurpose hall. The process of collaboration and team building can be represented by offices, conference rooms, and the library. The leadership role can be represented by the chairman's studio. And India is represented by the banyan tree. This journey of the entrepreneur is a non-linear evolutionary process. Hence, we need a non-linear evolutionary form to map this journey onto the site. The golden spiral is one such form, found abundantly in nature and representing the possibilities of exponential growth. This is the land of the Jagriti Enterprise Center. It is over 5 acres. Here is the banyan tree, and this is the approach road. The golden spiral is mapping both the inner and the outer journeys of the entrepreneur on the site. The inner journey, starting from the self, team building, leadership, aspiring towards building India. And the outer journey is manifesting that inner aspiration in a physical form through the building. It comprises of the banyan tree, chairman's studio, offices and library, multipurpose hall. Zen aesthetics define 3 main elements of design. In Japanese, they are called Hekai, Soi, Shin, which mean earth, human, and heaven. In our case, these elements help group the various rooms and spaces: earth, human, heaven. Where earth has the power of production, human has the power of thought, and heaven has the power of revolution. The banyan tree, the lotus pond, the golden spiral, chairman's studio, offices and library, multipurpose hall, and the central amphitheatre. These form the main building. Within it are 2 semi-open corridors. One leads to the guest house and residences for mentors and co-workers staying on campus, and the other corridor leads to the Mangal Sthal, a recreation park with a museum on building India through enterprise. Between the guest house and the Mangal Sthal is the ground for outdoor activities, flanked by the hostel for the Udyam Corps and the Middle India entrepreneurs. The Mangal Sthal is an inspirational space with a 100 feet tall flag post for our national flag, which visually connects back to the banyan tree. यारो चलो बदलने की रुत है यारो चलो संवरने की रुत है यारो चलो बदलने की रुत है यारो चलो